Alright. I think we can say we're live now. Appreciate y'all sitting through the screen with me. And good morning. Or good afternoon, rather. My third shifter, so my sense of time is always like somewhere. But good afternoon. So anyone who might be new to the stream, my name is Amy. I am a game developer. We're currently working on the fan game Freedom Planet Shingu Architect / Freedom Planet Academy. Academy being the campaign, Architect being the editor component that I'm using to make the game. Oh, you're about to see what I'm going to do to that crate. Because today, we're going to make a cutscene, which means you need to make some new sprites for it. I got the draft of it over here somewhere. I was also working on the launcher today. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of in this script, so we're about to have fun seeing what that's going to mean pretty soon. Even like before the stream, I was like both touching up my makeup and also like getting some of the more boring boilerplate stuff in the background done on the fan games end, so we can spend more time working on the fun part of all this. How silly of me, we shouldn't be staring at a crate when we've got this beautiful, scary panda woman over here. And why will Birdguard have a reason to do this today? We're about to find out. You can thank Leaf for the palette, like I was trying to fashion it up, so it wouldn't be just using sprites as is from Freedom Planet 1, just kind of touching things up to pop out in a way, not so much to make it better. I don't believe I make things better when I do things. I just want to make it consistent with the art direction we have for the fan game, which is a bit more poppy and colorful. In Freedom Planet 1's case, they kind of had like a more muted color direction, and given the deadlines, it's not like they could worry about how much all 14,000 sprites will pop out individually. Yes. The fog of intense surprise. I had trouble finding the original sprite of Birdguard like freaking out when he accidentally freezes Mira in Freedom Planet 1. So I just kind of redid it myself, because why not? Just shifting a couple of pixels around. And you're about to see why we have this little version over here soon. And also, I zoomed out my super secret sprite sheet this time, so we'll get to keep this VOD. I'm not super precious about secrets or spoilers or anything. I just like to be sure that when I do reveal a new game, that everything is a surprise all at once, and it's so much more exciting than if you just slowly watched all the pieces come together for like 3 years. One day you'll see a baby girl. One day. You'll love her. But for now, I still have the other half of a video game to finish. That's my obligation. Gotta get this through. And hopefully this whole endeavor will be worth everyone's time. And part of that today is like making a transition cutscene between like just after the previous stage, but leading into the cutscenes for the next scene. This particular cutscene just demanded. Also, here's the cutscene map. This is like a very stripped down version of the of like normal hub map. That way it loads quicker. That's the idea. And as some of you can probably guess, I'm finally on the tail end of my COVID infection from last week. Yes, I was streaming while being infected with COVID and had no idea. So I'm still infectious in all the wrong ways, so be glad we're doing this remotely right now. But at least I can speak and I've got the energy to perform. It's the most important part. And I'm still hacking and sneezing, so I may occasionally do that during the stream, and I'm sorry. But it shouldn't be as bad as it was yesterday still. He even had some abdominal pain. That's just fun. That was unrelated, so. Right, let's figure out the coordinates for the camera box before I forget. That's one thing I did really forget about with cutscene. And yes, for all the cutscene, you can use the map editor for those too. It's just easier. So, our exact camera boundaries would be 26 and 72 for the horizontal axis. Also need to figure out where the warp coordinates are going to be, like where to put the player after the cutscene ends. Yeah, it should probably be in the same spot, yes, so don't worry about that. And the vertical coordinates, 2648. Almost perfectly square. And then, because my cutscene system is so weird, you need to also have the coordinates declared here too. It's just really hard to force the camera box sometimes. So the warp coordinates will be here, and we'll assume that Lilac's coordinates will be where the player will be when they come back to the hub area. Oh yeah, and this is a post-Guardian cutscene, so I need to also change the world state for this one. That sounds more cool than it actually is on the back end, but yeah, we are post-Guardian, so the world state will be 5. I know it says 4, but we're starting from 0, so confusing. Sorry. Then, it should be everyone's coordinates. I do need to take the Dean actor and replace with Mira. We basically took a copy of the 9th cutscene where Carol does the big moment, just covers the screen. So that way I can have a cutout to another to another scene. That should be pretty funny. Okay, so yeah, we have the coordinates now, so we don't need these objects in the map file. Not necessary. Nice thing about cutscenes, you can just have 1 or 2 objects and that's it. Yeah, we can get rid of these too. Let's save the cutscene map and get it imported into the game. So let's go to here. I need to do this twice because of the way GameMaker's program directory function behaves. It's very annoying. So we'll do it here in the sandbox folder. Cutscene map's pretty big. I'll have to adjust that later. And we'll go here on the game packages side and also load it here. Thankfully I can have a custom order so I don't lose my sanity trying to figure out where everything is. Campaign. Now we have the appropriate cutscene map for this. And before I do anything else, how about we watch the previous cutscenes so that anyone who's new to the stream can get the context. Use a little debug shortcut to get there. This is just after the Guardian was defeated. It's the first time Carrie will have ever seen anything like this. She's been in training like the girls, but she's all new to fighting. She's thinking in her head, she's going to fight big, scary robots and save the day. She's would have never imagined, being a little kid up against a 3-story tall dragon that is breathing fire and almost nearly killed her dad. So she's just horrified right now. whoops, had a awkward warp. But yes, that's the previous cutscene. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I use like debug, he's a shortcut into the cutscene. Like it's in a fourth player slot that doesn't exist, so it behaves a little funny. Just have to reset the game. And now that I've shown that. Nope, can't leave the mountain. Not easily, anyway. As you can see, it was in such a bug state that the rail card, everything wasn't there. I'm trying to remember what else we needed to do before turning the game off. No, I think that's it. Yeah. So yes, let's go here. Oh yeah, that's right. I did need to update the hub for the temple. So the Taishan hub. Yeah, so I need to replace this map because one thing I've been trying to do with each post-boss version of the hub is like have Carol and Lilac kind of guide the player around. If they weren't paying attention to the previous cutscene or skip it and they don't know where to go, like Lilac or Carol will at least tell you which way to go. And Lilac, says she doesn't want to be late for class. She wants to take the train back to school. And Carol's like, this bench looks really comfy. Oh, wait, yeah, we got to go back to school, yeah. Just Carol being her usual cat self. So, yes, I just updated the map file with some extra NPCs and adjusted some things. So let's place this file. Oh, I made the map file smaller this time. That's nice. Usually I end up bloating it up in size. Okay, so we have this. Delete this version of the file. And include the new version from our little sandbox. So go ahead and save because I do have some stuff I need to save. Right, and who wants to listen to some Sonic Adventure music while I do this? Pretty sure I won't get content ID by it because, well, Sega is very generous when it comes to Sonic IP. It's quite nice. Just a thought. So yes, I've given y'all context. We have Bird Guard, and what am I thinking here? Yes. Oh yeah, we need to copy the script to the cutscene too. Like cutscene just kind of like stores all of the script like in an array. It's a little neatly organized array. A little tedious to work with, but that was my developer choice. So y'all can get a little peek at what might be ahead if you don't mind watching me do this real quick. It's not super exciting stuff, but it's getting the game done. And I just drafted the script earlier today. I've had the idea for the cutscene inside my head for months, and I finally got to get it out. Because it's time to progress the story. And it went in a better direction than I thought it would as well. I'm very thankful for that. I was like, okay, how am I going to make Mira making a joke about them needing to go to therapy in a tasteful way? It's like, oh, don't need to. The direction of the cutscene didn't demand a joke of that variety, so very fortunate. Yeah, Mila's talking about kind of explosives she just got delivered. And Carol's like, just like sticking out her tongue like, oh, that's boring. I was expecting fireworks or video games. Neil's like, well, I guess you could make fireworks with it. I guess he could use high-grade military and medical-grade explosives to, well, medical grade because it's not explosive. It's just like Mila may have gotten, like, pentatriethyl tetranitrate in medical form because, like, yeah, getting that in an industrial form as a 12-year-old would be kind of challenging, I assume. Even more so than getting it from the medical field. But you gotta get your chemicals somehow. So, well, Mila, she's just gonna blow it up. As she always does. So, yeah, and then Nero will come to the frame. And that's where everything will go wrong. Because everything goes wrong when Nero's around, you see. It works. So we need to have Mila panicking instead of Carol in this scene. Oh yeah, that's how I handled the string that time. So yeah, we'll copy that string here. Because Mila is now having a similar freak out, but we need to stay within the character limit of the cutscene system, so something you have to look out for. Child, then Mila again. And Mila is very scared. She's like, no, don't let her turn me into a block again. And I have no idea how hard the character system will let me go with that one, so let's just try to cut down on the E span a bit. Oh yeah, let's close that. There we go. And naturally, in the panic, Mila starts shaking her powered explosives around. I was very, very prudent to like figure out which explosives would, be kind of could kind of explode on their own without a catalyst. And of course, Mila would be the one to get such a thing, as well as a high-powered explosive that needs a catalyst to explode. So she makes a small concentration of a very dangerous non-nuclear explosive go boom, and then that also acts as a catalyst to make the rest of the explosives go boom, the inert stuff that needs a detonator. And she just blows the whole academy to smithereens. Let's see, this is the point where Burgard starts panicking. He knows something is not going right here. So scene transition. Very nice. We'll just do that scene transition around like line 9. Burgard. And we have a very particular sound effect for when he does that. I wonder if Audacity will let me show that on stream. Okay. Hopefully it's funny. Hopefully. Oh yeah, he is absolutely taking a pounding here. He's gonna go flying into the mountains. Okay, now we need to get the rest of the cutscene text in. Then we can worry about like getting the characters to draw on the screen and have Mila running back and forth like a silly little dog, and having multiple blocks just shaking. And I thought it'd be funny to say he can fly it off, but it's like, well, maybe that's like too specific to his anatomy. So it just seemed funnier to have Mira say, "Oh, he can walk it off. He's all right." So that's the only time the male dialogue sound effect will be triggered. The whole cutscene just. And Savvy's gonna be like, "It's incredible, Mila. You're so gifted, and nobody was hurt." Then she looks around and noticed Birdguard is missing. Uh-oh. Take the area on you. We use the child sound effect for Savvy just because, like, she is so tiny. Like, she probably would sound like a child in relation to everybody else. At least that's my idea. Savvy will be very concerned about that one. I do wish I'd taken care of this import part of the process before the stream, but there's so much to do. As always. Wait, did I burp? Must have missed it. We have Mira saying it's alright, he can walk off. In her usual tough girl's way. It's just how she is. It's not like she's completely insensitive, she's just well, what's a good word for the kind of personality she has? It's not like she's not insensitive or doesn't care, doesn't have any emotional intelligence. I guess it's just like the nature of her job comes before anything else, maybe. Then, of course, Mira's mad at Mila. Just, are you done now? You done crying? Not the best legal guardian you could ask for. She'll do the job, literally, but that's it. Child. I think we're getting close to done now. This won't be one of the longer cutscenes, fortunately. There's just a lot to program around it. So hopefully it should make the most of everyone's time watching it. I feel like, given the fact these are cartoon characters, like, they need to take advantage of that fact. So I try to, like, have every cutscene, for the most part, like, have some kind of cartoon gag going on in it. I feel like that would keep, like, the boys in the audience especially engaged, because, like, it's kind of boring, to watch cartoon characters just stand around and flap their mouse swatches like, "Ooh, we're talking about big lore expedition dialogue. Blah, blah, blah. This is so engaging, such engaging budget content at 15 frames per second. Don't you just love it?" No, we can do more. If we're kind of stuck with a comic panel type of setting, we need to break outside the box to keep it as engaging as a comic would be. And that's the guiding philosophy behind most of my cutscenes, and they're pretty well praised. Everyone's just like, "Wow, this is so authentic to the characters and the world." And like, yeah, that's the idea. Just punching it up a notch with the silliness as we go. I just I love cartoon characters and they can be as endearing as they are silly. That's and that's definitely going to come through, particularly through this cutscene. Ooh, okay, this one's going to need to be 2 pieces of dialogue, not 1. That's not good. Okay, so 16. Okay. It's like it could almost have fit in the text box, but just let's play it safe. Whoops. Snip the wrong one from the top. That's not good. Okay, now that's 2 instead of 1. It's frustrating to go back and retroactively add some extras. So, yeah, that's right. I said I was going to get some music going. There's like in-game music. Can't find it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I gotta start with the good stuff. You got to. This will keep things a little more interesting. Also, I should probably turn that down just a tiny bit. This adventure soundtrack will absolutely knock you away like those TV car commercials, not Linus over in the Peanuts comics. I apologize for having super specific references to things. That's one thing Indy and Family Guy unfortunately have in common. Just completely wild tangents. But it's better to be cringe than fringe, so I just kind of live with that aspect myself. And at least be self-aware. But self-awareness is the key to keeping your quirks more endearing than insufferable, I think. It's not like we have to file off everything that makes us who we are, I think. Didn't expect a random bit of life advice in the middle of a game development stream, did you? Okay, so girls are very happy they got their very first paycheck. This is going to be a very big deal for everybody. Okay. Alright. Carol and Leon. I got to put 5 spaces between them all because, like, this is an old font that can't scale up properly, so. Old technical debt. It's dumb. Oh yeah, these girls just don't need a moment to shine after everything they've been through, I would say. They've more than earned their first paycheck. I like the off-screen lore for this fan game is that, like, the girls were given some kind of compensation after the war, like, because they were wrongly persecuted and everything, and they saved the world, so, like, that needed to be acknowledged, and I feel like the Magister would have paid them something to help them get by while they look for jobs and try to integrate into the normal world with a mostly clean record. Or at least their names have been cleared. Like, their legal record won't be wiped until, like, they turn 18. At least in our legal systems. So don't do anything stupid when you just turn 19, y'all. There's a reason They give like teenagers some wiggle room like that because we make all kinds of we do all kinds of silly things when we're kids, and it's nice that to some extent that not all of it could follow you into adulthood when you're trying to integrate into society. Okay, that's Mira. She urges me to be more careful with the high-grade explosives next time. I hope that fits the character limit. It probably doesn't. If not, oh well. We can fix it. Oh, we have a discrepancy somewhere in the array. Just double check. Okay, they're just the comments that were starting to desync, so it threw me off. Now that's line 20. This cutscene's like close to 24 lines long, so not too much longer than usual. I try to pace them properly. I try to. It's hard. Sometimes there's a lot of extra things you want to say, and you have to compromise. Like I did have to cut out a line in with the optional cutscenes I still need to make where Carrie's mom explains to Lilac, if anyone ever told you you weren't special, they were wrong. Specifically to pour some gas on what Brevin said to her in the past. It helps out the room to bit, but I couldn't really find a nice way to segue into that, so that'll probably come later. Just, it's better to take an idea that's like, oh, this is a good idea, like have a character say, but you'll have to move it to the next cutscene. It's better to do that than to figure out how to cram it into a scene. Because, you try to put all of your goodies in one basket looks a bit indulgent. And awkward, and the pacing is awkward for it. Okay, yep, Mila says the line correctly, but almost had the wrong sound effect. I think we're on a loop. That's not good. Yeah, I keep listening to particular songs on a loop, so yeah, just okay, good. It's like I love Emerald Coast, but we can't stay there. That would get monotonous. I love this particular use of the soundtrack. It is just so emotionally moving. I genuinely love it. Okay, yeah. This particular line just needs to be like Mira and oh wait, never mind. We can have Mira and Savvy walking away while Carol is talking. It shouldn't be too awkward. We're a little short for time as it is, so you gotta keep it short. Carol will ask everyone else, what are you gonna do with the money? She's gonna have some fun. And Lilac's like, maybe shouldn't we be saving this money for a rainy day? Being the ever prudent and responsible one of the group, as she always is. Of course, Carol makes a good point. We're always saving for bad times. But, we have a job now. We should have some fun. And, Lilac gets a little tear in her eye listening to that. She's like, you know what? You're right. Let's all chip in and go to the beach. How about that? And then it cuts to letting the player go to a new part of the train station. Notepad++ how to do that. Also, whoops, I forgot. Oh yeah, that's right. Z Marble also suggested like Neela could be the one to ask if they could go to the beach, and I was like, you know, that would be really cute and appropriate because you know, like, what little kid doesn't want to go to the beach? Well, I'm sure there's a Squidward or two among among the child world. But still. Oh. Hello there, new person. We're working on a cutscene while listening to Sonic music. How about that? If there was like several Freedom Planet games at this point, I'd just pull from a pool of that music, but although I could probably loop some FP2 music at some point in the background. Because like I think everybody who's had a chance to play the game and get through the no spoilers loop, they've already heard everything, so it's always good to see you people here. And don't mind my cough, I'm on the tail end of the COVID infection. And I'm fine, just still very sniffly. At least I can talk normally now. That's the important thing. You gotta be able to talk to stream. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's edit the script a little bit before we commit the rest code. I'm Argo. Facing it. Okay, so yeah, we can just have Neela saying, "Can we go to the beach?" There's like Big of Cats part of the soundtrack too. Just so relaxing. I didn't care much for the Bishop part of it. I just really like his music and his vibe. He was just such a good character. It's good to see him being treated as more than a meme nowadays. No irony, fools, and posting. Just big is good. Big is a good boy. Oh, whoops. Yeah, and that's right. Kyo's Carrie's voice actress. VA, there we go. All-inclusive word. Just VA. And everybody's like, "Yay, let's go to the beach." And cutscene end. Pretty sure I've got a longer cutscene. And oh no, this one's a little short. Like this is one of the cutscenes that'll play after the girls get back to the academy. Where Lilac comes face to face with an uncanny replica of Syntax. And even despite having no connection to Syntax, it calls her Squidhead anyway. The Death Dreadnought. The Death Dreadnought. That would be so funny. Just honestly, that sounds even more hardcore than Final Dreadnought, honestly. I'd 100% would. We're going to call it that now. there's ever a Torque fan game, someone needs to call it the Death Dreadnought. Just 100%. No irony. Just go for it. Okay, well, maximum pages for the cutscene are 26. So we'll copy this ugly string up here. Down here. One thing I've been trying to do with cutscenes as well is like when direction needs to be given. Like it tells you where to go twice in the cutscene. And then after the cutscene, NPCs can also tell you where to go. And then the train station, there are signs you can bump your head on that also tells you where to go. This is probably a bit of an overcorrection for like the time Spacey was streaming the game and just got totally lost, and I was like, oh my god, this is bad. We have the Ancient of Freedom Planet getting lost in a fan game. This is no good. How do we fix this? Here we go. Things you could bump your head on. You can't miss it. Now, you laugh, Alice Dance, but you know, one time for the original Star Trek series, there was like a kissing scene they really needed to record, but the girl got sick, I think. It might have been the cold or the flu one. So they literally waited entire weeks just to finish the episode so that she would be okay for the kissing scene. It's literally delayed a cut of filming that scene on a very tight deadline on a tight budget. Maybe they were filming other scenes for future episodes while they in the meantime, but who knows? It's just funny. Like the kissing was just so important. Like oh, we gotta have this. Let's see. So yeah, let's be sure the this looks correct for the most part. Let's see. And coding Mira is going to be a little tricky because like she has a sheet instead of individual animations. It's like I'm trying to cut down on the amount of overhead with developing this fan game, because like with each and every sprite animation that you have in your project file, like that creates a header file for it. It's like, okay, here's all the indexes, frames, and properties for this particular animation all inside that header file. So like the more of these you have, the more of those header files you have, which means that there's probably 10,000 of these 1 kilobyte files that are slowing down my compile time. So I'm trying to like put more of the NPCs into sheets so that it's easier to deal with this problem. But for this particular cutscene, that means we're going to have to import our sheet animation system from the NPC system to make this work. Oh yeah, that's right. You don't know Star Trek. Oh no, it wasn't the you know, the interracial kiss that was in the final episode between Kirk and Yahura, if I'm pronouncing it right. She's a lovely character, just goals right there. Just love that character hairstyle. She's great. Basically, they saved that for the final episode, so it was like, haha, no takebacks. The kissing scene I referred to is just like, it's not as important as that one. It was just yet another Kirk must kiss the blonde girl cutscene. But yes, that was still a very important kiss, and I'm glad it happened. Star Trek was, it's a very hard series to write for because it needs to push the envelope in the right way. You know, like, there's a reason the new series, like Discovery, had to retcon their whole first season, just, oh, this is like the Mirror Universe version of what happened because it was like too violent and shocking for Star Trek. Yep, he always had to have the alien bacon ink. Yes. And I'm pretty sure if like creator of Star Trek, Gene Roddenberry, had his way, he wouldn't have had any of those scenes in there, but had to keep the CBS execs happy somehow. So here comes all the space cowboy elements that nobody asked for or needed. Alright, so we have the cutscene imported now. So Mira and Savvy are on screen right now. Oh yeah, gotta import the I wouldn't be surprised if that was an influential thing for sci-fi as well. Yeah, just always having a space hunk kissing a girl, whatnot. I'm pretty sure Earthworm. I appreciate Earthworm Jim for its ending, like having him expressly not get to kiss the girl because a cow fell on her, and it was tragic. Just space hunk travels the whole length of the universe and then some. He fights the most disgusting queen slug for a butt. Doesn't get the girl. Oh, well, that's good to hear at least. I know Futurama was like very keen to present that in a parody way. Oh yeah, that's right, the NPC sheet system. Let's go to the let's go to the non-player characters NPC sheet. Oh, this won't be as bad as I thought. But yeah, Mira in particular will need to use the sheet system, so we have here those header files to deal with. Let's go to draw actors. So we have Carol and her tail. Yeah, it needs to turn around here and there. And yeah, I think I need to have Mila's tail change direction too, because she's going to be running back and forth like her usual dog self. So and yes, the page that this cutaway is going to happen in is page 8. So important. And Carrie won't be in this cutscene, so just annex her. Need to draw Mira. And then Savvy as well, so probably like draw Savvy first. That way she's higher on the draw priority. Yeah, I agree. It is more fun to watch stuff with people. That does sound like a fun thing to do. Stargate is pretty good too. It's not quite the same cup of tea for me, but I can watch it with people. Definitely do that. And a lot of people will say it's just genuinely good sci-fi, and I would agree. Even if I prefer Star Trek, doesn't mean I think Stargate's bad. It's just I would need somebody to watch it with. Oh yeah, that's right. Savvy's variables here. Savvy Mind. Savvy Direction. She doesn't have a tail, so we got off easy on this one. Yeah, I think that's probably why it's less my cup of tea, which is not a bad thing. Like, the grounded stuff was kind of a refreshing thing to see in sci-fi, really. Rather than only having the, you know, the almost high fantasy level technology. It's a neat concept. I do remember watching like some of the Atlantis art, which was pretty interesting. Like, wow, just like they traveled to a planet on a different galaxy. I was like, oh, that is so exciting. We never get to see another galaxy in sci-fi TV shows. That's really cool. Inspired me so much that some things that make in the future will definitely go to a different galaxy, or at least show some things going on in a different galaxy. Like, that is just so much fun. So yeah, like the setting afforded them some interesting possibilities. So we have Sapphies declared. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, Carol's tail offsets is a temporary variable. We'll deal with that over here. I'm pretty sure like Mila's tail offsets would be similar. Oh, just big warps there. How did Carol's tail look into that? Yeah, plus the offset. Mila tail offset. Now it should have us covered for Mila's tail. So we have this. And that's an interesting point in Ratchet and Clank's favor. It seems like that's like... It's a bit of a cartoony sci-fi from what I've seen, but I do appreciate it just kind of going for its own tumbler of tropes. Still need to properly play one of those games at some point. Never did growing up. Like, only had access to a PS2 very briefly, so didn't really get to explore the full depth of that library properly. Especially when my eyeballs were glued to the GameCube anyway. Just whoops. So we have this. Okay. Mila's tail should be accounted for. And Nira should be mostly accounted for. Let's put this in a little tab so we can try to correctly grab all these variables. Yeah, we could do that with Nira's normal NPC object, just get her variables. So it should be everything. So yeah, sheet name. Like, these should be the variables we need to get her to draw correctly. Let's look at the parent object real quick. Oh, there's even less to look at here. Most of the parameters are just like telling the normal NPC object that it's a child of, like, hey, I'm a sheet-based NPC, treat me this way. Oh, whoops, we still need to look at the step event. Love this track. Of course it'd be a Knuckles meme. Okay, so... Okay, yeah, so with each emotion it's changing, like, the exact offset on the sheet that it's pulling from. Oh, very. Okay, so Nira is probably going to need her own scoped bracket with this code in it so that her behavior can work regardless of what's going on in each individual page of the cutscene. This is going to be a little tricky. Very angry. Indeed. So we'll do the lockdown on this for a second. Oh my, Alice Dance. Oh my. So... Okay, so... Right, so then... We're not going to need to worry about the state, at least, so we can get rid of that. That's a funny emote. I don't think I've heard that one. Ooh. Aren't these games so good at being with its emotional range? Just impressive. Sheet version X. Oh yeah, we need to like be sure we have all these variables. Looks like we do. I'll have to use the NPC direction variable to determine the direction Nira will face. Oh, excuse me. That's right, I am forgetting something though. Forgetting something important. As a certain crazy warlord would say. Nira needs her walk cycle. Which I've fortunately taken care of, like, probably weeks ago, thankfully, so just need to do that. I've been kind of slowly working on her sheet because there is a point in the story where she'll need to move around and do stuff. So, like, she'll need this whole sheet in order. So we've got, like, all of her cutscene sprites worked out. And most of this too. The Squawk Cycle. Well, unfortunately, oh dear God, I didn't even think about him needing a walk cycle. Well, I guess for testing purposes, he could just he could just slide forward for now. He's definitely going to need a walk cycle now that you mention it now. So first things first, we're going to import all of Nier's sprites in like this. Or at least the idle and then the walk cycle. And then later on in the game's development, when I need the attacks too. Like, we'll just finish working on them and updating them to her FP2 appearance, and then import them. That way we're not being too messy. Healy's, oh dear God. It's kind of funny you mentioned that, Alice Dance, because, like, you know, the Samurai Pizza Cats had something like that going for them. Like, they did still walk normally, so they weren't, like, cheaping out on walk cycles, and they would still, like, do the skating run cycles, which are really cool sometimes, but for the simpler scenes, they would just have them skating along. Because, you know, in World, like, oh, they just have skates, they can just do that, which has probably saved them an immense amount of budget without how overcomplicated those character designs were. I don't know if I can get away with that here, though. I can't. Can I really just put Birdguard on a skateboard and him just be like, meh, as if that's normal? Just, wow. That's right, I need to go to Nero's folder and create a new sprite for it. Let's our Nero. We'll just set her up as if she's a player. Now, after the game is like done, it's when I've like crammed in everything I want to, maybe I would make Nero playable in an update, just as a time attack thing for people to play with. Maybe, but for now, that's like a very distant concern. It would be like, you know, probably 3 solid weeks of work alone, even if I had all the sprites finished. We just don't have that kind of time to pull away. So for now, we're just kind of like setting up her sprites as if she's a player, but she'll be kind of set up as like a helper NPC for like a certain battle. Let's see. Yeah, what texture page do I need to put her on? I guess it wouldn't kill me to just put her in the old characters texture page. Shouldn't anyway. Well, we'll see when she shows up. That needs to be a surprise, you know. Don't be giving out any spoilers. Bird garden plates like Kirby. I'm reminded of those like very silly birds from Yoshi's Island. Like the wingless birds that just roll around. They're so funny. I've been meaning to like make an animated GIF of them for Discord because I just love those birds. They're so funny. That funny little dance she does. It's even funnier when it's missing a couple of frames. Yeah, I never tested this animation. I just kind of like shoved my edits on top of it. So this is neat to see. Now let's import a walk cycle. Ooh, excuse me. Use ritual place. There we go. Okay, we can work with that Game Maker. I hate that the person who made the sheet just kind of made the cells different sizes. That's only like annoying for like a family developer. Like people who are just want to see the sprites, they don't care about that. Oh, whoops. Wrong window. Ooh, there we go. Oh no, that's no good. How did that happen? I appear to have been importing all of her walk cycle while missing a pixel on the bottom. That's fun. Sheets are fun to work with, y'all. Okay. Now we're doing it properly. This is why I like most game making interfaces, or most game making tools rather. Just kind of have like a sprite atlas. So like you just have your little sprite sheet and you got all your stuff mapped out. You can just keep changing your sheet as you want. Instead of this monotony. This is not fun. Now for jump. Okay, that's weird. This one's full size, but the offsets are incorrect. Okay, that's enough frames for now, so let's just oh, she does. Like, she looks so graceful here, and then she lands. It looks like the walk cycle is probably a couple of frames off in pixels. So what we'll do is like shift it 1 pixel forward. Let's try those keyboard shortcuts for this dummy. Let's try and remember them. I think it's like... No? I don't know what I'm doing. I just remember there's keyboard shortcuts for shifting things. So, guess we'll do it the hard way. Oh no, I'm losing my place. This is very bad. Okay, that one's very obviously off. Let's not lose our place while doing this. Now, I think whoever made this sheet didn't align the sprites correctly at all, so you've now got a fun guessing game of where all the offsets are supposed to be. That is fun. I'm just going to go ahead and if I was younger, I would be like the worst commentator on Sprite Resource, just be absolutely whining about all of this so angrily. I don't do that anymore. Oh, I love that little jingle. I don't remember ever hearing that. That's pretty neat. Granted, the animation itself is probably somewhat awkward to start with, but it worked, you know, so you have to not break it. It's very important. Try to take our best guess with the offsets. So we don't get a Peanuts dancing situation. I love the Peanuts dance, but it's not what you want with your walk cycles. No, have you ever seen the I guess it's probably not. Yeah, I guess the more accurate way to say it is I don't want them to like shuffle around like they're dancing with Peanuts characters from the Peanuts Christmas special. Because in that case, they're just kids like trying to dance, and they nail that pretty well. Then but that's just that's definitely not what the artistic intent is here with Mira, so. Yeah, I still love this theme too. Yeah, I think the artistic intent was just like Oh, it is. It's still a great soundtrack. Aged really well, I think. I think what I'm going to have to do with the walk cycle is probably... You're in damage control mode, so what we need to do... Import this into GIMPs. Thing is like a separate animation. And tease out for all the appropriate coordinates are supposed to be. then re-import the walk cycle again. Who's the person who did this sheet? They don't even say. Cowards. Oh wait, I may have stripped it off while I'm doing a little edit, so... Let's double check nearest sheet. Yeah, I had stripped it off while like doing post-processing of all this. And I apparently chopped off all the cutscene sprites I knew wasn't going to use. Subject. Random talking bush. Oh yeah, this is a great person. Like they, But yeah, they kind of definitely had issues getting this right. Maybe they did, and I just need to test it in animation. Because, you know, there's certain things that look wrong when you're looking at animations frame by frame, but then you look at it in motion, it's like, oh, everything's fine. I could be panicking, so let's see how this looks with the animation tool. Go back. 100. Oh no, this was intended. The motions aren't as nice as I would like, but it's fine. You just look at it. Oh, see a minute, Argo. Yeah, I agree, they are pretty cursed. So yeah, I was overcorrecting for a problem that didn't exist, so let's re-import the sprites again. God help me. I'm sorry I'm drinking so much, like, it's still not quite feeling well, so I need to drink more than I would normally. Yeah. So yes, let's re-import all the frames again. This is where I would say effing oops. This is a Twitch stream. Well, I said I was drinking too much, but... or did I not say that at all? Sometimes I do mean to say something and then I say exactly the long sentence. It's not unusual with me. But I'm sure there was a joke you were trying to seg into. No, it's okay. Maybe we both Mandela'd ourselves. But it's also possible. The human brain works in mysterious ways. We're still not done figuring out how that 3-pound hunk of neurons does its thing. So, still love this particular theme in the soundtrack. Used to have it on loop all the time. Oh. Well, I could see how excessive hydration would be a problem. In my case, I have to control for it very hard because, like, my speech is normally very slothy as it is, so after I drink something, it's like there's a sudden layer of mucus or something that appears in my mouth to specifically mess with my speech. to like try to be careful with how much I drink. At least when I'm streaming. In voice chat, it's like, I'm not worried about it as much, but I'm very consciously aware that my speech is being not ideal. It's something a speech therapist could help me with one day. Maybe. I know some people have a speech impediment so bad they have to have surgery to correct it. I'm sure in my case I just need a therapist to tell me how to talk like a human being. Look how wildly I overcorrected that. Mira's walk cycle was like 5 frames away from where, 5 pixels away from where it should have been. Now let's figure out how to get the jump into position. Let's do this with the shift tool first. Let's try 5. Ooh, that's much closer. Now when she becomes a CPU player, it should be a lot more obvious that that's properly aligned. But still not quite right. Just because this frame is so goofy. Just look how much more forward it's jumping. Let's say 5 more. And definitely imported funny. 2 more. Also 2 more. Okay, all these should be kosher with each other now. That walk cycle is going to bother me so much. I feel like when I do make her a playable ally, I need to like give this walk cycle more than 6 frames. I will not have Scary Lady do the Peanuts leg shuffle towards my doom. That's just not acceptable. Okay, yeah, but that's looking more correct over there, as you can see. So now, because this is Legacy Game Maker, the sprite editor is dumb. You can't have this open while looking at other windows, so I'm just gonna like make a copy of this. 60. I guess 40 would be a good 36. Unacceptable. I didn't even mean to reference Adventure Time, but I do love that show as well. That was such a good time. It will be missed dearly. I'm glad they kind of carried the torch with that show with like Fiona and Cake. Like that's a neat thing they're doing now. Also, hello Argo. So yeah, we have the Nero player frames now. I love that show too. I'll never forget that one episode where they had a visual gag play out like literally every 5 seconds. And they were all very good too. It was just like, I don't know how they pulled that off. That was so funny. Like it was still a coherent, normal moving story, but every 5 seconds there was a new visual gag on the screen. You didn't know what to think of it. Just, they were so good at that. Love that about him. Oh, and that's good to hear. Yeah, Fiona and Cake's also a neat thing. Oh, Lord. That's mucus tickling in the back of the throat. You really just call it mucus instead of mucus. Just, See, y'all, I am just barely functional when it comes to speech. I try to be professional, and then that happens. Maybe that's what I need, so speech therapy, maybe like media training. That would not quite naturally beat a performance voice into my throat. Like the time Mr. Krabs beat the plate of Krabby Patties into a pizza. Just that would be nice. So, yeah, Mira's in the character's texture page. I think I was trying to empty it originally. We can just throw her in there for now. But, yeah, this also means we're going to need a generic actor for Nira as well. So, like, these values right here are still pretty valid. Okay, so at what point does Nira need to walk in? Okay, so Nira will be walking in at like line 5. So if current page is less than or equal to 4, that way while Mila is like saying, I guess we could make fireworks, so they're just doing her little quip, like Mira could be walking in. Generic actor, and then Mira the sheet. And that should be able to reconcile her. Should. Sheet page. Yeah, they're both going to have separate coordinates, so I'd have a little semicolon there. GameMaker's interpreter technically doesn't require the semicolon at the end of a declaration, but we'll find that certain things will just not behave correctly if you don't do that. And if you're declaring a temporary variable, you have to have it, or the interpreter engine is just going to spit errors at you like, you didn't define it, dummy, fix it. So, yes, I have found do while loops in the drawing algorithm be more accurate just by putting the semicolons in there, even though you technically don't need them. Well, I can't say I know the context for that one either. But Spacey Light, so lots of interesting memes, so that could have come from anywhere. This theme is still on fire, I'll say. Never gets old. Okay, so oh yeah, that's right. The sheet NPC will also need to have like these X coordinates. Yeah, that was definitely not going to work. Nearby. Oh yeah, it's still such an iconic part of the game, I think. Okay, so the sheet NPC logic and Nero's generic actor will both share the same XY coordinates, so when the switch happens, you literally won't be able to see it. Hopefully. Hopefully. And, so yeah, let's start trying to make this cutscene do stuff. So now we have some code in here to deal with. So, oh yeah, Mila needs to run around like a little baby, so let's go grab her her logic for running in that context over here. Yeah, I specifically made a version of her running cycle where she's happy, so it's very important. Oh, hello there. Good to see everyone likes music. Hello there. It's good to see you on stream. That's a lot of wiggling baby bats. I love bats. They just make me cry. Let's see, so the tiny one. Oh my lord, that's funny. Because you gotta dance in the distance too. So yeah, let's figure out Mila's off here. Okay, so Mila will be running 6 pixels per frame. And we need to have like a looping variable for her as well. So actor Mila turn. Oh, yeah, there's an idea. She could be turning based on her direction rather than having a turning variable. One thing you learn about game development is you try to cut down your number of variables as much as you can. Like, it's good to have a bunch of them because it gives you more control, but when you have a whole bunch of stray variables that aren't doing anything, and have all these dead connections later, it makes digging through your code so much harder because you don't know if any of these variables do anything. I love bananas. They don't love me though. Such a shame. So, yeah, so if Mila runs more than like 64 pixels from her starting position, okay, yeah, that's... times after direction. That way she's looking for a stopping point in any direction. And she just changes direction when hitting that point. Yeah, that should do it. So that's Mila's logic. And the other characters don't need to be saying anything. But yeah, we can have Lilac and Carol and everybody being happy. in this frame. Then we'll just start with this one frame first. Just gotta be sure if anything's gonna fall apart, I'd rather take care of it now. And there probably will be something on the NPC sheet system that would flip out. Probably. I'm just amazed it's not even 5 p.m. yet, like... I'm just amazed. Oh yeah, that's right. Another thing that needs to be in the scene are these crates. Okay, we can close the Earth sheet for now. We don't need the rest of these frames yet. And this is just for reference. Yeah, Bird Guard's gonna appear. We need a version of this crate that has symbols of death and hazards on it. I don't want to use skulls, so what can we use instead, y'all? Afraid to use the search engine on the stream. Hopefully it won't go wrong. Explosive hazard. Now there we go. Here we go. Let's find one of these that isn't like we've got a skull on it. Just trying to avoid that. Yeah, I didn't think of that. I was overthinking the problem. Yeah, we could just have a giant exclamation mark. And it would be consistent with the rest of the game too, because all the explosions, what symbol do they have attached to them? This symbol. So, yeah, that would make sense. Let's figure out the boundaries of that symbol then. Yeah, that would definitely be the most consistent thing to do. Benefits of having people to ask directly about these things. I try not to call y'all chat because, like, I would just cringe through the floor, through the earth, come out the other end on Australia, maybe ask for a piece of fairy bread before cringing back through the earth into my chair. Just and then being mad that there was some Marmite on it. Just who's the devil that put pink dye on Marmite? That's just evil. Vegemite would probably be better. I have no idea. I really don't. Although that is something I could probably explore for myself at some point. So yeah, let's use a different color for this, so I can tell that my lines are straight. So close. Why don't you want to be straight? Pesky pesky. Oh, it doesn't need to be perfect. I can't remember what song that there was a reference to Vegemite. If there is one. I swear to God there is one. Okay, new idea. Let's make a layer. Then flip layer. Ah, there we go. That's why it wasn't going to work. And there. Exactly the number of pixels I want. Let's see. Then we can forego that for basic clarity. I think it might also be appropriate to have some like red tape over it, like, you know, danger, fragile, or maybe like some fragile mentions up here. Now, it would look better if it was like centered above this thing here. Now we'll turn it into a layer so I can just move it wherever I want instead of like drawing it, deleting it, not being happy, and drawing and deleting. That's how you don't get anything done. Especially with digital art, you think with digital art like, oh, I can click undo as much as I want. This is great. Then you realize it's a trap. Because it's like, yes, you can do that, but also, you know, the way sketching traditionally works is you, you draw a line, you're not happy with it, and you're like, well, that's okay. I can draw a new line around it that will look better than that one. So you've got like some good bearings on where to not draw the next line because you already have that line there. But when you just click undo all the time, you don't have that frame of reference to go by because you're just constantly deleting it from existence as you go. So you're just like clicking undo for like 5 whole minutes on a single line, wondering why it takes you forever to make anything. That was me for a long time. Wondering why I was such a slow artist. Well, you can start with just sketching like you normally would on paper. Then you can do clean erasing once you're happy with it. Don't bogger down. Yeah, I guess it would be nice to have it in editor mode. I just don't know if I want to do that yet, because it takes a lot of time to add new things to the editor. It's really slow and tedious. You'll probably notice there's a lot of little sprites in the campaign that just aren't there in editor mode, because I was just like, no, I'm not registering that in the editor. I don't have the time for this. At least while the campaign is still in active development. It's like maybe after the campaign is done, I'd like go back and add a lot of neat little things so everybody could use them. But for now, I'm trying to get away with it as much as I can, just not adding stuff. For the most part, though, the editor component does benefit from the campaign, because like stuff's being added constantly. But you know, for a box with a different symbol on it now, I just don't feel compelled to put it with the editor. Especially ever since we added localizations to the thing, like it's even more cumbersome to do anything. The editor component, so yeah. Oh, whoops, I hadn't even saved it. So, where's the... I'll just slap it over here so I don't lose it. Okay, if I didn't want to. Oh, here we go, y'all. Oh. Cleanse yourself of them evil spirits that's in you. Streaking lights, loud sounds, and instincts are the elements that keep me going. I am fighting my own mission. Nothing's gonna stand in my way. No, no. I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself of them evil spirits that's in you. Be fighting out, stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. It's time to fight back, learn again and again. This is my plan, it's gonna fight for my destiny. That's still good. Rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't choke. I'd rather flex my muscles, arm hard as nails. It ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they solid or frail. Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath. First test, feel the right, then the worst left. I have no such things as weak spots. Don't approve of him, but gotta trust him. This alliance has a purpose. This partnership is only temporary. I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself of evil spirits that got in you. Be fighting out, stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. We are waiting when serenity is restored. This is my plan, I shall not surrender. I just love how multi-genre this track is. Kid me did not appreciate this at all. But adult me is like, wow, they were on fire with this one. Wow, that's great. I'll be going through the character themes now. Oh. Oh, I love the Lost World. That's always pretty high. Well, I'm glad that the tiny bats agree. So we have all these explosive blocks that will be behind the other actors. Specifically behind Mila, but behind everyone, so the draw priority doesn't have conflicts later in the cutscene. And they will disappear after the scene cutout happens, right here. Lesson 8. There we go. Now let's test this cutscene and see what falls apart. So we can start coding the rest of it for real and start seeing it in action. Really should have gotten my water bottle from the car. I can actually drink water now without it tasting like a disgusting mucus soup. The terrible curse of being sick. Right. Oh wait, that's right, I forgot one thing. Programming in a nutshell for you. I forgot to make a debug shortcut to the cutscene, so let's go to the story mode folder. Go to character select screen, because that's been the most reliable point in the game to do it. Let's set this to cutscene 11. Okay. Now we can test it and see what falls apart, what crashes, etc., etc. We'll just put out the little fires until it works. When you're programming things, you are the architect of your own demise. So we shall see. May not even drawn the explosive crates in the correct position. We shall see. Yep, I knew it. Something would blow up. I just knew it. NPC direction. Easy fix. So we'll have like all the NPC variables here. Mira's mostly going to be facing in towards the left, so we'll just do -1. And the generic Mira actor will only be facing towards the left, because it will disappear as soon as she's done walking. Okay, let's see what else misbehaves. Okay, NPC emotion. Okay, I could be missing like all of the relevant NPC variables in the step event, so because I have all the sheet variables set correctly. What was that other variable that exploded? Line 19. Emotion index. Oh, such an easy thing to get tripped on. Now, the tricky thing about this is like when I'm needing Mira to change her emotion during the cutscene, like I'll need to follow this emotion index instead of like just simply changing the sprite for the actor. don't think there could be anything else that would blow up. This is GameMaker Studio 1.4, not 2.0 or LTS, which would be able to point out if you've got variables that have not been referenced before inside the object. Like, it will just flag them as yellow and tell you, like, hey dummy, this is a loose variable with no reference to anything else. This could be an issue. Those yellow flag events are helpful. Because, like, not all of them will lead to a crash, but could potentially lead to a crash depending on the context. Sheet speed? Well, I thought we had that one. Interesting. Okay, so... I'm not worried about the speed of it right now, so... we'll define that later. Right now we're just trying to get the cutscene to boot and see if it works. Oh yeah, I need to keep that up. Oh, this track is also good. There's no way I was missing all of them. That's silly. Well, instead of wasting compile times, how about we where's this referenced? I wonder. Oh, just once. Only once, and that threw it off. Okay, let's see what else trips up, because, like, I just kind of copied the sheet system wholesale from the sheet system. So any number of things could be wrong. It's not unusual when I'm programming something, I need to have a very specific, separate implementation of something else. If this was like a series of scripts, I could have just borrowed from it, but it's not, so... unfortunate pain. Sheet frame position not set. Okay. Direction page. I'm pretty confident we have. Yeah, no, I didn't have those called either. Should be it. Should be. Let's try this again. Oh, here we go. Mila just runs away. Oh, she's so happy. You dear. She's so happy she ran somewhere else. Okay, the cutscene boots and the map loads, so we're in. We are in the cutscene now. We're doing stuff. Let's work with that. And fix Mila's broken logic. I think I tried too hard to control her position, so... Let's see. So, actor direction works. That isn't. Let's get the calculator app open again. Mostly correct. There she goes. Oops. Okay, now we need to do some programming. She used to make that face, but not right now. There we go. Now we can say we are in. We're doing stuff. This logic needs to carry over to the next frame too, because like she's not going to stop running in circles until line 3. So. Oh yeah, and Carrie is not present in this scene. She's had her moment. Now it's the girls' turn to have the limelight. It's their time to be extremely silly and childish. Engage with the silly, yes. You're not being silly with Carol, you're doing something wrong. Even with FP2, like, Carol's side of the story just broke my sides when she just zipped across the screen without even moving. Just yes, we are. We're all children at heart. There's no escape. Oh, that's new. Is that a Kirby emote? Go. Okay, so that's Carol speaking. Let's go ahead and populate the thumbnail icons for all their cutscene sprites. See, this is the mess of header files I was trying to prevent by having Nero on a sheet. Instead of having this terrifying list of things to look at, you just have a nice little clean sheet. I can't do that with the player characters because you can't rotate the sprite sheets, unfortunately. But for everything else, yes, that is very doable with a little work. Normally GameMaker would generate the thumbnails for you, but I had to turn it off after a certain point because it does something really stupid. It doesn't keep the thumbnail cache between sessions, you know, like every other fucking program does. It just wipes the cache and redoes it every time you boot the program. So every time you're opening GameMaker, it will create 30,000 thumbnails and completely bog down the right queue on your solid state drive or hard drive. Your whole computer's running slow and you don't know why, and it's like, oh my god, I am destroying my solid state drive like I just threw it in an x-ray machine. Oh my god, I'm just beating the heck out of it today. So, yeah, we don't want that. So yeah, I just turned that off by default, so GameMaker won't do that to my solid state drive. I don't remember this from the soundtrack. Is this like bonus stuff? Right, now we've generated our thumbnails. Let's look for sprites. What's that lilac and happy? Now what's the right exciting note? There we go. Yes, she does. Okay, now I could have like Mila stop moving. Oops. Hey, Mila, what are you going to be doing?
We can do everything we want to. There's nowhere I'd rather be but here with you. The stars above like the
Now there we go, that's perfect. And if you missed it, just perfect. Well, you're an artist, you're just the parent of whatever you create, I think. So you might as well just go in on it. I created two also, just might as well just roll with the fact that I'm her mom. It's Carol. Then 3, Carol's the one talking. She's just been away. Oh yeah, I didn't define Carol's emotion. Where's that glare emote that she has? It's perfect for this. I suppose this would also be funny when she's like, get a load of this nerd. There's a candidate. Oh, I like this one more. Her Cootie's face is just so funny. And then disgusted. Okay, do we do disgusted or cooties? Cooties is probably best with this. Because, you know, she's being smug about it. Then Mila's just musing like, yeah, I guess you could make fireworks with this stuff. I guess you could. Ooh. Okay, this is the frame where Nira needs to walk in. So, I need to start making her generic actor do stuff. Okay, it's set correctly. Oh, this night's music that's included in the soundtrack's pretty nice. I don't know where it's relevant in the game, but it's cool. Hey, Mike. Cuties is very much a construct of kindergarten, I would say. That's why a lot of people cringe when you bring it up. Not because they hate cookies, it's just, it's extremely childish. So, actor name. You'll need her exposition. 5. I think that was pretty good. Then and Savvy needs to come to the frame too. Where is Savvy? And then oh, that's hard to recognize. Okay, now Savvy, where's your cutscene folder? Here we go. This is her pseudo walk cycle that we just do with using. Because what is time and budget? Savvy X. Okay, then if their exposition is, say, this was 64. That way they're not too close to Lilac, not too far away. They're still within view. There we go. We need a similar thing for Savvy. Yeah, they shouldn't have the same starting position given that, yes. We need to have Sappy's animations iterating for this. How many frames does she have again? Oh. So that would be 3.8. Okay, so that should be them coming into frame correctly. Let's test it. Then we'll watch Nero just completely break down as a NPC. Alright. Let's have a look here. Ooh, what's in the box? Tell me. Oh, a pinch of azurite, it's a medical grade Pentaray. I can't pronounce it myself. Boring. For fireworks or video games. Oh my god, I really goofed up here this walk cycle. I forgot, yeah, I gotta set boundaries around her animations. But she did come into frame correctly. She's in the right position. Exactly where I want her. So yeah, and we have to set Sabby's direction correctly. And Sabby's animation also needs to change once she stops. Yeah, okay, and now that's when Nira's thing will stop working. So that's when the generic actor for Nira will disappear. So her block cycle starts at 10. 10 through 17, that's what it should be. Okay, Sabby doesn't even have a direction variable up there. Yeah, she does. We didn't set it correctly. So we have Sabby direction should be set correctly. Oh, that's right, I didn't even set boundaries for Nira's animations at all. Let's see. 0, 8, 10. And yeah, I do want her idle animation to play if the player happens to not iterate the text too soon. This is a nice little detail. That's true though, it should be iterating regardless of her state. And here, I love that too, honestly. So 0 through 9. Yep, and the animation system should naturally take care of that point. Should. Should automatically call the position. Right, now let's see what happens. Should be much better. And I assure you, this whole affair is still easier than what Sabrina had to go through for Freedom Planet 1, because each of the characters on screen were their own objects, and that can be very difficult to control. They were all copies of the player object, no less, so imagine trying to get them to behave and not fall through the terrain. And other silly things like that. I feel like I have it pretty easy over here, just coding every little movement by hand. Boring. I was hoping for fireworks through video games. Oh! I goofed up the conditional check, so she just kind of slid in. Oops. So what the generic actor needs is a state. Actor, state. Here. Then, like, once Nira crosses this particular threshold, then her animation state changes. I'm still impressed by that too, honestly. And I've watched Dusky in person deal with Havoc Box on Flip Team, and I was like, this all looks like moon runes to me. It's just... like, imagine looking at Egyptian hieroglyphs and being like, I have no idea how to relate any of this to language or time or space. Just, that's how alien it was to me. It was just, wow. Made no sense at all. Well, too bad for me, Alice Dance. I've had to take the mental brain damage of opening Flip Team Fusion myself to look at how Sonic Worlds works, which Freedom Planet 1 used as its framework for movement and slope collisions. And so yeah, it turns out there's a lot of variables just like related to slopes and physics that weren't even changed in Freedom Planet 1, because it's like, no, it ain't broke, don't fix it. So it's really helpful to dig through it, but trying to make any more sensitive out of that was just frustrating. An exercise in running into windmills, I would say. I can just imagine how crusty those look in person. Oh, I need to fix this little issue. Mila should not be able to stomp over Carol's position. Yeah, I think Savvy and Nira are too close together, and they're probably walking too fast even. So let's slow them down a tiny bit. Also, like, push Savvy a little bit further back. And I think letting Nira do her idle animation in the middle of a cutscene should be enough to scare people, like, oh god, is this going to turn into a boss fight? Just to give the player a tiny bit of fear as well, like... So the way the player feels inside matches how Mila's going to feel. At least that's the idea. Let's see. Also, I didn't realize the game would be in front of the webcam. I'm sorry, y'all. I worried that my webcam's angle was off. There we go. Just thought to check it, and I was like, oh, whoops. Big oops. So. Yeah, that's much better. And yeah, Savvy's animation needs to change there as well. Alright, so we have some relatively complex behavior here. Oh yeah, 2 is where we're going to want Mila to decide if she's too close to Carol, then to adjust her position. That's very important. Actor and female. Hello. Carol X. That way there's good spacing between them if that gets messed up. There we go. Now Mila can't get too close to Carol. It'll look a little janky, but the alternative is Mila being stuck in front of Carol. We're appearing to slide away from her. Also, oh yeah, that's right, we can make Lilac emote during all this. We can have Lilac appear to look terrified when she realizes that, you know, Nira is behind. Oh boy, so what's a good surprised face for suspicious? Oh yeah, I love this face. This is the perfect emote, just like uh-oh. Just uh-oh. This is no good. She's like, she's right behind us, isn't she? You know, the oldest joke in the world. And then Mila needs to turn around and look terrified. Absolutely terrified. So where's Mila's direction variable? I need to specifically have her turn around. Then, if she isn't super worried. Yeah, she needs to be like, just shocked. Yes, that needs to be her only emote. The face you make when the one thing that you didn't want to happen today has just happened. So we have Mila index, shocked. Her direction's changing. Now for the tricky part, we need to make Mira's sheet NPC do things. So, sheet name, sheet page. Oh, that's an issue. Don't think sheet page is on here either. How have we not crashed? Again. How have we not crashed? Okay, so frame position, frame width, update. Those values should be correct. Same for the origins. Sheet direction. Did we not have that here either? Interesting. We don't. Okay, that would explain some things. Okay, now we're gonna need to do some unsexy stuff, like trying to make Mira's sheet do some things. Hopefully Mira doesn't disappear. We can hope. Trying to resist the primordial urge to scratch my nose on stream. Yep, okay, that works now. Oh, she disappeared again. But Carol, like, Mila's doing the correct thing. Oh yeah, that's right, Carol needs to look scared as fuck now, too. I cursed. Yeah, that's what she did. She just went pop. She did a magic trick. And nobody liked it. Okay, now what is a good scared emote for Carol? This one's probably good, but... It would probably make more sense if her reaction was different from Lilac's. If she was like, yeah, where she's mad. She's like already in defense mode because she knows that Nier is here and she wants to kick her butt already. That way there's got a little bit of a duality going on. Oh. Hello, Dusty. How is your keyboard doing today? Did you give it enough water? I hope you did. So, okay, that. Now, how do we make Nira appear on screen now? Oh, you smash it. You know, coffee is like... You know, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's, has a dehydrating effect. Yeah, it's, yes, exactly. So, there's a word for it. It's a diuretic, you know, that's gonna give your keyboard a lot of problems, you know. Yeah, that's the thing coffee does. It's not great for your kidneys either. Well, I guess it would indirectly at least, because coffee does burn more of your energy after you drink it. So, like, if I eat a lot of meat and drink coffee and also do physical labor, I feel like a nuclear furnace on the inside. Oh, your poor kidneys. I guess your attitude toward your kidneys is see you in therapy, I guess. Kidneys. Well, some spares are good to have. Okay, alright, Nira, how do we make you behave today? You can see direction. Pause. Sheet page. Sheet speed. Okay, so I need to make I need to make them see something. Let's try to figure out how to make her up here. Because according to the drawbench, she should show up. So we have sheet name, sheet page, sheet offset. Width and everything should be okay. Sheet origin X. Should work. Let's try it again. Oh no, I hit the debug button. That's going to take a little longer to load. But yeah, let's take a look at the cutscene so far. See if she appears now with all these variables being declared properly. Yep, if your kidneys are not in 3 places at once, they don't exist, you see. That's the IT administrator's policy to everything. That's my policy with backing up fan games too. I put it on solid state drive, I put it online in multiple places, in addition to my laptop. Oh, I can't believe I beat you to it. Like, I'm on a buffer, so you should be able to preemptively beat me to it. Waiting for the debugger we don't need to connect. Right, let's close this. Try the cutscene. Come on, Nero, you need to show up. And they're already in defense mode. Nope, she's still not showing up. She did her magic trick again. Yeah, that sounds like dealing with a bad cable all night. Now, the things she could have done with that, if she had thought to. Could have brought the whole dreadnought down, but no, she just stood by and did nothing. Sheet page 0. Well, we don't even need the sheet page for this, so we'll just get this variable out of the way. Position X1. Frame width is correct. Yeah, we can just hardwire some of these things because this is a cutscene. Also make this easier to read. then sheet row offset. I still got to keep those values though, because this is defining certain things. Motion index. I wonder if that's the issue. Sheet page. Let's copy the those indexes from Mira's NPC object. Wherever that went. Here we go. This will make it easier anyway. A lot easier. Like her emotion names will be like human readables. That will help a lot. You really, really go for human readability the more you program. So there's the sheet NPC. Should be appearing somewhere. Oh, I know why she's not appearing. She's not on the same actor plane as the rest of the characters, so she's basically at the top of the canvas instead of the bottom of the map with everyone else. Feels so dumb. Okay, so actor plane, real life plus sheet origin XY. So yeah, now let's see what happens when she appears on screen. Oops. Yeah, I do have a shared actor plane for cutscenes to make it easier for myself. And then I'll sometimes forget to use it, and that happens. Just oops. Now let's have a look here. She's very happy about her supplies. Oh, there she goes. We have Nira. She's here now. We can make her do things. Perfect. This is great. I'm so glad it was that simple. Now Vila's about to break the universe. Oh boy. So yeah, let's make Nira do NPC things now. Yeah, I think we can close that down for a second. And oh wait, I copied the labels, not the proxies for the indexes. I feel so dumb. Let me fix that. Where is Nira again? You just don't want to be present today, do you, Nira? Never mind. Okay, yeah, so we don't need these. Not gonna help us. Because those are like labels for editor mode, not... for a cutscene. It's not going to help me in the back end. I think a good NPC speed here would just be like 12 for good measure. And then sheet speed needs to be like Okay, I'm slightly confused here. I make it do what I want. Ooh, okay. That makes sense now. So yeah, we're going to need to modify the NPC speed when we want to make Mira do stuff. So line 5 is when Mira is going to react and do things. Then Savvy's emotions change and do nothing. Or better yet, yeah, she could be animating, but doing like her usual little sparkle thing. Because that's what she does. There we go. Now let's look at Mira's sheet. Because we're going to need that to determine which animation she's going to need to play. No, that's her thumbnail. Yeah, we can just keep this over here and know what numbered emotions to give her. Look at all these windows. Okay, so what animation do we want? I still love this song. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 would be the document she needs to hold up. 2. No, 3. And she index equals 3. 0. Oh, the chorus of this song made me cry the first time I heard it. It's so powerful. Savvy, what are you doing? Mira's behaving, then Savvy's just like, well, I'm out of here. Just Also, yeah, I definitely made Mila's animations animate too fast. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yep, the classic Sonic response to a problem. I just love that there's a piece of Emerald Hill, Emerald Coast in this. So beautiful. So, moving on here. I need Mila to start running again. There's no way that's in here somewhere. Oh, who's pinging me like crazy on Discord? Oh. Yeah, the creator of Freedom Planet Debut has been DMing me like crazy. Like, they've had a lot of interesting lore drops about the old game. It's gonna be interesting to see what is both restored and brought off the cutting room floor, as well as like reimagined, where there's nothing to go on. Oh, it's a running theme. Oh, we have a racing theme. That's cool. Okay, now that we have Mira doing it. Oh, this is perfect. I need to have her being angry while holding up the document during this section. Would be too perfect. So, hello. Good to see you, friend. So UPC speed equals 0. That's pretty accurate, Argo. Also need to turn sheet speed off so that she can just be angry without talking. So, okay, now Mila will be doing her thing. Now, what new emotion would Carol have during this part? She needs to be concerned about what Mila's doing. Oh yeah, I should have changed the Lilacs emotion during line 5. She needs to be super serious too. Surprised. She's already shocked. Concerned. Disgusted. Oh my god, wouldn't it be funny if she was just like, God, not you again? Just. I don't know, maybe the tongue is too much though. I think that would be a pretty natural reaction. Maybe it would be a bit much for her to do that one. Oh yeah, she needs to be wrathful like she's about to fight Mira too. It's like the moment she shows up, everybody's just already in fight or flight mode. Like, I don't know whether to go after her or not, you know. Now for Carol's emotion. Oh, at the end already? Oh, no. Oh, here's everybody else's themes. That's cool. Okay, so we have shocked, laughing, disgusted. Snug, cute, serious, scared. No, she's not scared of Mira. She kicked her ass last time. She's not scared. She's upset. And I guess we could change her emote to be a different angry one, just for variety's sake. Like we picked mad last time. Let me go with angry. And then for the 6th page, like she looks concerned. I don't know if this is like the best point in the game to use it, but we'll save that one for a special occasion. Wait, do we have a neutral frame where she's looking to the audience? This over here. There we go. Like, she's like, wait a minute. She's already freaking out because Mila's freaking out. Actor, Carol Frame. How many frames do we have? Yeah. 4.8. That's what we got. So Mila's running around scared. Lilac and Carol's already like, oh no, this is kind of scary. Then now Lilac needs to have her turn being like, uh-oh. Just there we go. That way she's reacting to what Mila's doing. Actor, Lilac, and Dex. She's just turned around like, wait, what's going on, Mila? And Carol's like, help. Lilac and Mila's just running like crazy. Oh yeah, that's right, we need to invoke the camera shake system too. can easily get some camera shake code over here. Because the cutscene system has its own camera shake system, but it still filters it through like the user settings, so like it's not going to shake if you've got it turned off. So people with photosensitive issues of any variety, don't worry about that. I still love Amy's theme too, it's just great. Okay. And then if everything looks right in this frame, we'll start like adding explosions and stuff to the boxes. That's gonna be fun. Let's see how this looks. Oh yeah, I forgot Savvy should have a reaction to this too. It's tough keeping up with like 6 different actors on screen. Oh, Lilac didn't turn around. That's annoying. Some good news. Oh my god. And Carol's animating too slowly. Okay, so Lilac needs to turn around. Carol needs to animate faster. Just keep the thing open so I don't lose track of what I'm doing. This particular thing, Carol needs to animate. Lilac's direction also needs to change. Then, okay, that should do that. And Sappy's reaction also needs to change. Oh yes, they are indeed going bananas. So Sappy's reaction needs to be here. Now, where is Sappy's cutscene folder? It's in here somewhere. Oh, it's easy to forget Bergard came first somehow. There we go, shocked. That needs to be her reaction. Yeah, that's a frame out of place. Making sure I didn't forget anything. Well, I didn't really know what that was, so I didn't play with it. Like, it's really hard to make out what this is. Oh, I see Carol now. Now that you mention it, yeah, I can see her on it. Well, it wasn't clear to me. So yeah, I guess I need to edit the document to just look like paper instead of like having some nebulous picture on it. Mila's immediate reaction is just to lose it. Now we can add explosions to the boxes. Also, yeah, I need to do this too, so. Yeah, because one thing that needs to happen is like, while Nira and Savvy are coming closer, like it needs to be impossible for the player to iterate through text until they have had enough time to come to the other side of the room. That way they don't stop in a funny spot when the player is just quickly iterating through text. So it's just very important. So allowed turn like 30 frames just to give well, 60 frames, just a whole second to give Nira and Savvy enough time to get to the other side of the room. And we don't need to do that during this frame, because that's when everyone's reacting to Nira's presence. Although, yes, I do need to move Nira a little bit, because like given that there's like a discrepancy between her sheet NPC and her player frames I added, what we'll need to do is move her a little bit when this next frame starts. That way, this isn't as bad. Actor Nira X. And that should fix it. If it doesn't, we can just play with the value until it does. I still love this track too. It is just so great. And I do think that this particular frame would also benefit from the allowed turn being this. Yeah, and we need a bomb timer while this is happening as well. This is going to be fun. We have a bomb spawning timer to add. So like every 8 frames spawn a new bomb. In a different random spot, so there's like enough explosions going on. And it needs to be relative to the crates, so we'll do that. So random range. So probably -96 to +32. Actor block Y. Now we need to do the actor plane. Whoops. Plus random range. with bomb. I need to give it very specific parameters so it doesn't draw anything when it spawns. That is very important. Now the Guardian takes some shortcuts by spawning these bombs when it dies. Because I didn't want it to be an exploder type enemy parent, so I had to improvise somehow. So it didn't have like dedicated explosion code. Here we go. Bomb ID. Close the Guardian now. Okay, this should be catching literally on fire right now. Yeah, as you can see, I spent 3.5 hours just getting to program like probably the first 30% of the cutscene, because of how much new things have to be front-loaded into it to make it work. Let's see how the bombs look now. Okay, that's too many explosions. You know what? No. Let's keep this. This is perfect. Just look at the inferno that is being created over here. It's perfect. Just look at it. It's perfect. Like it's blowing up in such a glorious fashion. Okay, now let's watch that again just to see if Mira's position updated correctly when she changes between the two actor types. Yeah, it's perfect. You can't even notice the transition now from the sheet NPC from the actor to the NPC type. This is perfect. Yep, that's exactly what's going on. And we can just copy this exact code onto the next frame, because like it's just Mila just needs to be able to say her line, her actual words after the ah. It's okay. Carol's tough. She can take it. Is there anything different that I need to do? Oh yeah, okay. Iterate this. There we go. Let's see if everything up to line 6 plays correctly, and then we'll probably end the stream and move the rest of the stream on to Discord. Because yeah, that's what I do. Like, I stream the first 3 hours or so of game development for the day on Twitch, so that everyone gets a peek in the development process, not just people on Discord. I know even if all of us have Discord, it's annoying to like need to be in a Discord for literally everything. That gets on my nerves too, so understand. So that's why I do it on Twitch. So everybody gets to see the process. And if you want to see more, you can go to the Shame the Architect Discord later and join us in voice chat and chat with me directly while I do this. Oh, I love Takal's theme. It is still one of my favorites from the soundtrack. Basically inspired the science, just that one song inspired the science fiction setting for my next game project. Because, like, yeah, I've been ruminating over ideas for that little fictional universe since I was like 14 years old, and all of that started with literally this song. It was just so empowering. Like, wow, it just made me imagine a whole new alien species. You know, just now here I am finally about to show part of that world. My next video game. It's going to be fun. Also, Mila's tail is like way out of alignment. I need to fix that as well. Oh, she's like, oh no. No, don't let her turn me into a block again. Oh, don't get her away from me. Oh, it does. Whoops. Wrong line. This is exactly the wrong scene. Could you imagine the bird guard screaming right there? Just. Oh my lord, I feel so dumb. I think in Mila's case, I can like forego the offset variable that I added, so she should be okay. Carol possessed by bird guard. So yeah, awesome. Might as well go ahead and end the stream here and transition to Discord. I hope it was enlightening to see what goes into creating a cutscene for this fan game. It's pretty involved. Still not as bad as it was for Sabrina on Click Team. Bless her weary soul. But there's still a lot that goes into every little motion that you see in video games. And you can just imagine how this scales up to 3D video games. And probably the 2,000 scripts that somehow make it all work. Even something as simple as a door in a 3D game could probably have 100 different scripts attached to it. And it's like, oh my god, which one of them broke? Because the door won't open again. Well, I don't take that simplicity for granted in 2D games, so you won't see me complaining about this. But it does take a while still. And I hope it was enlightening. Thank you all for coming. I have my Patreon, Twitter, Blue Sky links and everything in my Twitch profile if you're curious. And let's do this again next week. And I have moved the Spade FP2 mod stream to Saturday, so yeah, more of y'all you'll have an opportunity to come watch that. That should be great. I figured like I needed at least one day per week where I don't have a particular schedule of any kind. Just, as Epps would call, the monkey day. You know, you're just doing your thing, but you just don't have anything to beholden to you. You're just doing your thing. You're existing, like everyone should have the right to. So Monday is going to be my day where I just do development stuff and play video games, just on my own schedule. And on Saturday, like, that's win-win because like more people can show up for Saturday streams, and it happens just right after I get off work, and I can't do my errands usually on Saturdays anyway, because most places where I would need to go bothering, like, they're only open on weekdays, so might as well just come straight home and stream Spade. It's perfect. So, yep, and I still have a window opportunity to get some groceries if I need to, so it's just win, 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 win. The whole checklist just prints out a smiley face, as along the lines of what Cave Johnson would say. So yes, thank you all for coming. Let's do this again very soon. Bye.